right, good evening, everybody. We'll get started with an opening statement from Coach, then we'll turn it over to, good to see you too. We'll turn it over to the student athletes for questions. After our student athletes are done with questions, you guys can be dismissed, and we'll go back to Coach with questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Just really pleased for our team to, get the W tonight, and that was a Pepperdine team that was playing with resolve, clearly galvanized because of a really difficult situation that they're going through with Coach Romar no longer the leader of that team. And so a real tip of the hat to Coach Romar and his staff for the way they performed yesterday, and then coming back, I think, from behind 14 to tie it. And then really pleased that our players were able to counterpunch and not go quietly into the night and find a way to get the win. And these two were both outstanding. I thought it was PJ's, I just said this in the locker room, best complete overall game that he's had this season. And Wayne had some struggles early, but showed the poise and composure to bounce back and be the difference maker late. And so that is what maturity and experience is about. And both these players have experience. And we're the youngest team in school history. I think it's 10 freshmen. And our upperclassmen, like older brothers, have really provided some stability to this team that is very young. And so just really pleased for our squad.
Questions for PJ and Wayne?
Wayne, were you aware that you guys had just 2 field goals in the entire second half until your shot that put you ahead? And walk us through that scenario on the last sequence.
Yeah, we knew we were kind of in a little bit of a drought, but we focused everything on defense. If we stuck with that, stayed together, stayed poised, that we were going to finish out strong. So we knew we went through, a little bit of adversity, but we stayed together. And on the end, the guys they trusted me, and I'm blessed to have guys like this next to me, like PJ. He's a leader on this team. He played a great game today. He trusted me with the ball, and the outcome was great. I'm very thankful.
When you released the ball, did you know it was going in? I mean, you guys hadn't seen the ball go in the basket in a while.
Oh, it definitely felt good as soon as I let it go. Yeah, so just the whole setup, Steven setting a great screen, getting it back to me. And yeah, just knowing that recently I've had some struggles shooting the ball from deep, and I just had to flush down the pass, flush out the tough, rough game I had offensively, and just stick with the moment and trust my training.
And then could you also take us through the defensive play at the other end? You retreated in a hurry and got the interception.
Yeah, just knowing time and score. At about 1.4 seconds left on the clock, just sprint back. I know they're going to throw a deep pass, trying to get there, get a steal, whatever it takes just to win the game.
PJ, what's it like to win a game under such bizarre fashion where your team doesn't score baskets? You didn't score a 2-point basket in the entire second half, and yet you won the game.
Yeah, it's just a testament to the way we can handle adversity. I think that's the biggest thing. Just the poise that Wayne has to take a shot like that and just sink it. I honestly, to be honest, I knew it was going in. As soon as I saw it let go of his hand, I was like, that thing's going in. So I kind of went in there to get a rebound, but I was like, I just got to get back. And it's a poise that we have that it kind of developed. We have a lot of young guys, so it's a really hard thing for a young group to gain that so quickly. And I think we're at the point now where we can really stay poised. And I don't know if this stat is legitimate or not, but we came back from 8 double-digit games this year in the regular season, and that just shows the poise that this group has. So I think it's just trusting in each other and playing through each other.
Can you talk about defensively what you guys did to shut down a team that scored 100 points yesterday?
It's just following Coach's game plan, to be honest with you. Just locking in on the game plan that he set out for us. Just that's a team that has a lot of personnel. They played through their personnel. Ajay, who had a really good game, and Porter, who also had a pretty good game. And then Malik Morris, didn't play as much in the start of the year, but now he's coming in and he had a really big game. So I think it's just understanding who are the guys they're looking to get the ball to, and just, you know, playing good defense, staying solid, and just getting stops.
Wayne, the coaches didn't think much, you guys, in the preseason poll. What are you guys thinking now about what you can do the rest of the week here?
We keep that to ourselves, really. We know we have a lot of potential. The momentum off this game it's going to be big, and we just got to get back to it. Can't get too high. You know, we got another one tomorrow, and we're going to focus in on that.
PJ, you mentioned like how young the team is, tons of new faces and new places. How do you feel like that boys came together over the course of summer workouts under Coach Lavin and into fall camp and everything like that?
I think it's just honestly the chemistry we have. I haven't felt, you know, such a close bond with a team. And I mean, I was in a different college for 3 years, and this is the closest I've ever been with a group of guys. So, I mean, it's on the court, off the court. You know, we might, you know, get in a few tussles in practice, but, you know, it's all love at the end of the day. And it's just something that you slowly build. You can't build that just in practice and you know, in basketball scenarios. You got to build it off the court. And I think these guys just truly love each other. We all have each other's backs. It's just something that, you know, it's hard to come by, and I'm glad I get to experience this in my lifetime. So.
And then Wayne, in the final huddle, how did you strike the balance of maybe coach saying, "Hey, we're going to get PJ the ball in this possession," saying because he was cooking all game, versus you guys not necessarily getting the efficiency that you're used to? How did you strike the balance of, okay, be ready for my moment, or versus be ready to be a playmaker if that was the choice?
There wasn't necessarily really a guy. It was really a read. Knowing coming off the Steven screen. Anderson, you know, he sagged off a little bit, and I believe that was the best shot at the time. So, regardless, it could have been any one of us. Could have been Deuce Turner, B.J. Hayes had a great game. It could have been him. It could have been Steven Jamerson. Whoever was in at the last game could have took that shot for sure. We would have all trusted them. We would have been fine with the result.
Any other questions for the student athletes? PJ, Wayne, you guys are good to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great work, gents. Good job, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Steve, happy as you are with the outcome, I presume you'll like to write a different script for the second half tomorrow?
Right, yeah, I have to get a Bill Walsh, you know, scripted first 20 plays on the laminated, right? Yeah, just when you get to the postseason, as you know, it's a different animal altogether. And so, and because of overcoming the foul trouble early and still finding a way without, you know, Jimmy and Steven for that long stretch in the first half. And we definitely, you know, lost some offensive rhythm, but it was out of necessity because we were also trying to navigate the foul trouble. Emmanuel had 4, you know, who's, you know, arguably right there as one of our better defenders. And so, you know, we're thinking offense and defense and different lineups, which we've done all year. And so we did lose our way offensively, but our defense kind of was the key, you know, holding them to 35% from the field and I think 31% from the three-point line. And, you know, 2 really impressive, you know, basketball talents in Porter and IE. Did I say his name right? Jahi, yeah. And I was a little concerned too that, you know, they were so galvanized, and it's so clear, you know, how much they respect and love their coach. And that was, you know, an element that really concerned me. You know, I've been there myself, and I know how teams could put it together and go on a run. And there's no one I'd rather see go on a run and make the NCAA tournament than Lorenzo Romar. And he knows that. He's like an older brother, a great mentor, one of the more influential people in my life. And so it made this game very difficult. But I'm pleased for our team that they can experience what it's like in the postseason, because we're young, and that's going to be helpful, not just, you know, in tomorrow night's game, but when we look ahead to next season, as we've talked about, even 2 seasons from now, because this is a foundational class, those 10 freshmen and 12 or 13 underclassmen, and so we're trying to build and hope to have some continuity, even though we're in a a different era, a revolutionary era of college athletics. Our hope is that we'll have enough continuity that we can really do something special. But you have to win games like this to really fuel the whole effort of rebuilding or lifting a program as we're trying to do.
When you guys were together on that UCLA staff that won the national championship 29 years ago,
Yeah.
couldn't have imagined, today's scenario where this might be his last game against you.
Yeah, very surreal. And I told him before the game, I said, I look forward to getting together with him in the off season where we can decompress and talk about, you know, this profession and the rugged racket that it is. And we both love it and are grateful and appreciative. But it's a tough business. So, but I hope to see Lorenzo on the sidelines coaching again because he's got so much grace and wisdom and integrity and can share with young people and really make a difference in their life. It could be a transformative father figure in their life as he was for me. So, and I think he's going to be in basketball, whether it's in broadcasting or on an NBA bench as an assistant or at another university, because he's as respected as any coaches in the country.
Steve, it's been 2 years now since you've basically laid this foundation for this program. How has the foundation come to fruition for you, and where do you hope for it to continue?
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. You know, I'm a big believer in kind of incremental, you know, growth and development. Just being the son of teachers, remarkable parents, and, you know, their, you know, influence and their belief was that you just do the best you can on a daily basis, and that creates momentum. So I'm an optimist, but the optimism is fueled by realism and pragmatism. You know, realistic about where we are and pragmatic in terms of how we strategically work. And those two are the foundation, and at the top is the optimism. But the optimism has to be a result of really working hard and being strategic and pragmatic in building. And so I know we have a long way to go. But I felt this season we've taken some steps in the right direction. You know, I think we now have 7 more wins than we had a year ago. That's progress. You know, we had 11 wins, now we're at 18, chance to win some more. And we had 4 conference wins a year ago, and this year we had 7, so that's a +3 in league play. So we're not gangbusters by any means. We're not, you know, going to be a high seed in any postseason tournament. But for where we were, and, you know, as a program, we've been to 1 tournament in the last 21 years, you know, so we're just trying to gain some traction and build it with kids that we can be proud of. And I really enjoy, it's as enjoyable a group as I've worked with in my coaching career, and I've had some really special groups, but I put them, you know, alongside the other really special teams that I've been blessed to work with.
And then last one, previewing tomorrow. When you guys played Santa Clara at the Levy Center, you guys had them seeing ghosts, and then they returned the favor down at Jenny Craig. It's not often Deuce and Wayne will combine to go 426 and you'll win. So what will it take to win round 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll need our best effort of the season. I mean, we've had some impressive, you know, wins, and Santa Clara was one of them. Probably Arizona State on our home court may have been the most important win because it was a shot in the arm for a team that's, you know, in the midst of a school of hard knocks, kind of learning about Division I basketball. So I thought Arizona State was really an important win for us, and probably at Santa Clara would be 1 and 1A. And tomorrow to beat Santa Clara, we'll have to play as well as we have all season. Their strength and their size, their length is a problem for us. They just pound people on the boards. I think they finished as the best rebounding team in the league in terms of differential on the boards. And so that's something with our lack of size that we're going to have to try and offset collectively. And that's why we played 11 or 12 players tonight. And at times it hurts us with our offensive rhythm or flow, but we need to utilize our depth to play at the pace and to pressure and defend the way that we prefer to. And so it's a real fine line. It's unlike any group I've coached, but we just our makeup, our personnel is such that it's not one of those teams where here's your 7 and that's it. I've had those kind of teams at UCLA, whereas 2 guys come off the bench, one comes in on the front line and rotates, and one comes on the perimeter, and that's it, you know, and be able to win at a really high level. And the next 8 through 15 have to wait until next year because these are your 7, you know. But this is not that kind of team. Like, we need all of them. I think Josh Hecht was the only one that didn't play, and I almost put him in at one point. Then everyone would have played. So, and there are a number of players back home that couldn't make it because of injuries, or they had to redshirt because of illnesses or injuries. But tomorrow we're going to need our best effort of the season to have an opportunity to win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, take care, you guys. Mitch, what's up? Care? Thank you. Yeah.
Can you go get that?
I just, and it was all love to you. It was Lorenzo Romar love show. I love you. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Coach. We'll get started with an opening statement from Coach. We'll turn it over to Ethan for questions. Ethan, after you're done, we'll be able to dismiss you and go back to Coach. Bless you.
Waited out there for an hour and didn't sneeze. Give San Diego a lot of credit. Their bigs got in foul trouble early, and they brought a smaller group in there, but they compensated by really applying the pressure to us, and we didn't handle it very well. I thought there was a pivotal time in the game. I think we committed 9-10 turnovers in the first half, and it was during that stretch where the majority of those were committed. So give them a lot of credit for being able to find a way to still persevere in spite of those guys being in foul trouble. I thought our guys fought, just really fought, and I just been a head coach for 27 years, and we've had some really good groups, but just in terms of people, I don't know if I've been around a better group than this group. They've just been great to work with, and you hate to see it come to an end for them. You hate to see it come to an end. And what our group did yesterday, even though that wasn't the number 1 team in the conference, just the way they went out and played, just so proud of our group, and equally as proud of them today in a loss. So.
Ethan, can you just talk about what you guys did defensively in the second half? And then it looked like you were like a half a second late to get out there, get a hand in the face of McKinney at the end.
Yeah, defensively, that was an incredible effort by our guys. They shot a really low percentage. We executed the game plan we wanted to. We wanted to just stay in front of him, make him shoot over us, and we did that even down to the end. He made 2 shots all game, and that was one of the shots he made, and I'll be able to live with that. His last couple games, he hasn't really made any, and so just so happened my luck. It's happened to me a few times, but yeah, he was able to make that shot. Credit to him.
Let's just talk about the team's mood, and especially as it relates to Coach Romar.
Yeah, I mean, this team is such a bright future for so many people on this team, and I mean, our mood, I mean, it was up and down. I mean, it's a lot going on, but in terms of this perseverance, I haven't really seen a group come together like this when the future's so uncertain. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys expressed to me that looking at the future, you don't know what it is. It's scary, and I've been in that situation time after time. Heartbreak, minutes cut, position loss, injury. I've experienced everything in this college game, and I just wanted to express to them that, you know, these opportunities are limited. You know, I've played in the tournament, on 3 tournament teams, and I've I've won far. I've lost in the first round, but you know that time goes by so fast. It seems like yesterday. I was just coming into college, not knowing what to expect, and so our mood and our morale is something I'm so proud of. And that game yesterday, like Coach said, I mean, I won't forget that. And today, you know, I truly gave it all I had, and I know everybody on our team gave it all we had, and so that's all we can ask for.
Ethan, like you mentioned, several different stops along the way, USC, Wyoming, now at Pepperdine. What will you remember most about this group that you went to war with?
Yeah, I'll just remember each and every one of their personalities and their eagerness to learn, eagerness to get better. We lost 5 games in a row or 1-2 in a row or whatever it may have been. These guys came in and they wanted to work and they were so eager to get better. And they asked me a ton of questions, tried to learn as much as they could. So I'll always remember just their effort each and every day. I mean, asking me, the hardest thing to do is not win. I've won at the highest level. The hardest thing to do is to lose and work so hard and not get what you came for and show up again and do it again. And so that's been the hardest thing, and the thing that I remember the most about these guys is that they kept showing up and they kept working hard, because the most trouble I found myself in is when I give everything I had and I fall short, and then the next day trying to do it all over again. So I'll never forget their effort.
Anything else for Ethan? Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you.
Good job.
Lorenzo, you talked about your players and then what they gave you the last couple of days. Can you just talk about your own feelings about your situation now?
Haven't had a chance to just sit down and really process it all. You're playing in tournaments like that, you're watching a ton of film. You're trying to focus on what you're doing. But my last year coaching here, I coached a wonderful group of guys. And I got an opportunity when I was at Washington 15 years and was at Arizona for a year as an assistant. That man right there, Steve Potts, our athletic director, gave me an opportunity to come back the second time to Pepperdine, and something I'll never forget. And although we weren't as successful as I would have liked to have been, he gave me an opportunity to lead a program again and help mentor and develop young people. And that's something that I love doing, as well as coaching the game. So that part of it is, that chapter is now closed. So just don't know what chapter the Lord is about to open up again. And I can't tell you right now. I'm going to go straight from this arena to this certain position. I can't tell you what that is. But I know that I can leave with the satisfaction that we worked every day, we worked hard, and I would like to think that maybe some lives would change as a result of all us being together during these 6 years, and that gives me a lot of gratitude, brings me a lot of gratitude.
And on the flip side, how happy are you for your friend Lavin? You guys worked together more than 30 years ago.
Steve did a heck of a job with this team. They were picked last, and at one point they had won 5 out of 6, and he got those guys to believe, and they did a good job. They're out there playing hard. They play together. So I hate it came at our expense tonight, but on the flip side, I'm happy for him. We've been friends for a long time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.